What's up, everyone? This is Jason of Auglitical. I swim through the politics and jump and dive throughout the relationships so you don't drown too. As always, I am just a man just trying to bring common sense in a world where common sense isn't so common. So, over on X, formerly known as Twitter, Colin Rugg had just put out a post that caught my attention, and I would like to share it with you. But along the time of me going through this, because I was just going to cover this normally, I got kind of sidetracked. And because I got sidetracked, now you're going to get lost with me and get a little piece into how I digest things and how I see things in the world. FedEx driver who was accused of abducting and strangling a 7-year-old girl puts his face in his hand as a photo is displayed of him driving her to her death. And it's not really an accusation at that point, is it? 7-year-old Athena Strand was seen standing behind Tanner Horner in his FedEx truck. Athena was allegedly snatched by Horner when he was delivering a Barbie doll to her home in Paradise, Texas. Wow, there's a place called Paradise in Texas, and something like that happens. Horner initially claimed that he accidentally hit the girl with the truck before panicking and pulling her into the vehicle. He said he then strangled her in the vehicle and dumped the body 7 miles from home. The photo, however, shows that Athena was alert in the truck and did not appear to have been struck by the truck. Wise County District Attorney James Stanton says the jury will see footage on the day of the killing depicting the moment Athena was strangled to death. Somebody covered up the camera because they don't want you to see. Guess what? Audio is still running, and you're going to hear it. You're going to hear what a 250-pound man can do to a 75-pound child, he said. And when I say it's horrible, I mean it. I've been doing this for 25 years, and I promise you, buckle up. Horner qualifies for the death penalty. And I'm going to sit here and say on a personal note, if this is an open and closed case, which it is, he deserves to be put to death. No longer than a year of wait time, put to death. Stop wasting time. That goes for anybody that does a violent crime or takes it. That's just my stance. That's just my stance. And that should be anybody's stance. If you want to have some semblance of order, you can't just allow people like this to just. What would he ever contribute to society? What would that person ever contribute to society? And here's the thing, by doing something like putting somebody like this to death, instead of having them just sit there and rot away in jail forever and ever or whatever, you scare off the next fucking predator, the next, goddamn, the next monster that would do it. It's called prevention. And I'm not sitting there saying that this would completely eliminate this element of people, these monsters among us doing this, but the number would be reduced because believe me, a lot of these people that do the shit that they do it a lot of times because they believe that they can either get away with it or their life is not in danger. You'd be surprised.
I have some exhibits that we had a printing snafu, and all I have are black and whites. If admitted, what we would like to do is get them printed on regular in color. I'd like to display them in color, but I do have to want to see them beforehand. I've already shown them to the state credit.
Okay, so
To the lead defense one.
All right, so I'm guessing that video is not actually, that's just of the thing. So I just real quick, just get a good picture. Let's get a good picture of the individual that did this, right? I just want to make sure you guys are all seeing this because this is going to come. We're going to circle back to this, right? We're going to circle back to this. I promise. We're going to circle back to this.
are you pleading guilty because anybody has promised you anything to plead guilty? Are you pleading guilty because people have given you any hope of parole or hope of pardon or persuasion to plead guilty?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Counsel, are you satisfied as to your client's mental competence to make this plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has he been able to work with you, and do you believe he has a rational understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
And has he been able to work with you to provide assistance of counsel?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you accept this plea of guilty, if you plead guilty, you will do this in the presence of the jury, and I will give the jury basically the same instructions that I have just given you.
Yes, sir.
Is this your final decision is that you wish to plead guilty in the presence of the jury?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right, I will accept your plea. Okay? Thank you. All right, there are matters that we need to place in the record that we talked about yesterday off of the record. So, Ms. Anderson, I'm going to let you handle this part.
I mean, probably good on him, right? He knows he's dead to fucking rights. And honestly, I've always said this: if the case is dead to rights, no wiggle.
Storm.
Don't give a shit. If it's dead to rights, if the case is dead to rights, like for example, you sitting there with a person and you talk about you just put her in the back of your van because you hit her because you panicked, and they got you on camera, and even though you tried to cover the camera, you done sat there and strangled this fucking girl and threw her into a goddamn river, you're dead to fucking rights. You were the last person with her. You, all of these, if it's open and closed, black and white, it is a violent fucking, it is a violent crime. Either you go away for an extremely long time, if it's a loss of life, or you get put in, that's it. That's all that it is. That's all that it is. But over here, because this is funny, over here on Twitter, right? Over here on Twitter, did I lose it? I feel like I lost it. I did lose it. I did lose it. I lost it immediately. I lost it the second I didn't want to lose it. God dang it. Hold on. I get it back. Getting it back. Okay. But over here on Twitter, or X, formerly known as Twitter, we got these types that'll sit there and they can't hide. They can't hide how evil that they are. So Chad says he is white. He will get the death penalty as he should. But if he were an illegal, he'd get free health care and a slap on the wrist. 694 likes to that shit comment. And I sat there and I looked at that comment and I said to myself, what an odd thing to lead with. See, there's a certain thing that it goes, if you have nothing to add, don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we don't need that. No one needs to hear no stupid shit like that. A child lost their life, and this is what you lead with? You don't give a fuck about that child. And me thinking that way, I'm like, I wonder if other people see it that same way, right? Because I've seen more and more, right? And this is the thing. You got your ignorants, you got your assholes, you got your people trying to be edgy or rage baiting on these online platforms, right? And this is the thing. Every group has their bad apples. Every single group. Do you think that it shocks me when I hear a person who's Black American have fucked up things to say about a white person struggling or dying or some shit? No, there's some black fucking assholes out there. There's some black ignorants. Or you got Africans sitting there and they're doing the Martin Lawrence shaking their hands excited, at the downfall of Black Americans or whatever like that, or whatever the fuck it is. Or you got white people that are racist, but they but they don't have the same energy for their own race when they do the shit like they always do. It doesn't surprise nobody because it's bad apples in every group. So Dad Pirate Roberts says, you need to look at that pic again. He ain't no white guy. Dog, are we fucking kidding me? Even the racist knows that this is a white guy. As much as it hurts him, right, to say that the guy's white. I know it hurts him. You are sick. Anyone who kills a small child should be strangled no matter what the race they are. Okay? Oh, shut the fuck up. A little girl has been murdered, and you're making it about race. The outcry that should have happened if it was an illegal, but when it's a white guy, barely hear a peep. Well, the thing is, so here's the thing. White racists, they play a very funny game. And we're not talking about normal white people. We're talking about white racists, right? The ones who are now coming out of the cabinet, coming out from far left field, out of the tall grass, right? Coming out of the cellar and shit like this, right? The ones that's been emboldened these last couple of years. They play a very funny game because they look at other races as to why things are going so bad, but it's literally their race that enabled it in the first place, allowing infinite immigration. Again, and this is not to sit here, because the thing is, when it comes down to the white race being racist, they will always separate themselves from their own groups that are doing the shit every single time. They will sit there, they will pretend that, oh, this is, again, I brought this up multiple times. If it's a school shooter who's white, oh no, that's just a leftist. Oh no, that's just a trans person or LGBT. But if this was any other group, and I'm going to use black for example, if this was a black person or not black person, if this was a black American, or even better, let's say black adjacent, right? Let's say that this was a melanated person. They're all black. Now it's no more wiggle room to say that this person just was a black leftist or whatever the fuck it is, or like how they sit there and they like I said they separate. No, they don't have that same energy for these people. Not in Texas, Tro, and not in Tarrant County. Name one illegal that murdered a child and got free health care instead of jail time. This man murdered a 7-year-old baby, and your mind immediately went to thinking about immigrants. Who gives a fuck? This guy deserves more than a death penalty. He deserves public torture. No, that's breads and circus. And the only people that enjoy breads and circus are other sick fucks. And then now you're gonna have other people walking around. You're gonna have little kids walking around that to get a feeling now that instead if we were to enable breads and circus and public executions and shit like this, you're going to see a fucking explosion of people, especially children, that to get that feeling of that stimulus of seeing that again, they're going to start doing it to animals, and then when they get older to people, and that is no, you don't do that. No, this is why again we execute people, we put people to death, or we should be putting people to death because it's the right thing, not for entertainment. You're a piece of shit. A little girl lost her life, and your first thought is, how can I use this for political points? No, he's a Jew, as usual. 10 likes. Oh my, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. I've done research, but I looked into it for about 2 hours, looking for any type of information, and then I asked multiple AI because that's the proper way to use AI simultaneously with your own due diligence to see. There is nothing stating that this man has any type of Jew ancestry or connections to Jews at all. But even if he did, 80% of the world's Jews are white. Now, a white racist won't like this or like hearing this, but it's the case. That's absolutely the fucking case. See, I know the difference between a white and a Jewish person based on how a Jew is not even. Oh, it's so stupid getting to this. He's trying to rage bait people. Show me what illegal did this and got free healthcare. Honkies and accountability are like water and oil. Always blaming other races for your insatiable desire to hurt children. I get what you are saying, but I don't understand the need to say it. Stop acting like a nigger. See this? Again, what the fuck is the point of YouTube's moderation? I'm sorry, YouTube as well. What is the point of what is the point of moderation at all? If people can just say shit like this, or they can say half it and then put a little bit of funny things. So like, what is it's like they're not even trying to stop these people. They're not even trying to say this. I mean, they're not even trying to stop these fucking people. So there is no public information or credible record indicating that Tanner Lynn Horner is Jewish. Now, I had to make sure that the AI knew who I was talking about. Horner is a former FedEx driver from Fort Worth, Texas, who gained national attention after being charged in the 2022 kidnapping and murder of 7-year-old Athena Strand. Recent developments in his case as of April 2026. Why did it take so fucking long? He did this shit in 2022. We in 2026. It's open and closed. Why wasn't he? Why was it? This is the thing. Why are you giving these people this much time? For what? 1 year max, open and closed cases. You get put to death. That's it. Oh, I know why. Well, then again, I don't know if it's the prison complex. They're using these people for free labor. I don't know. Guilty plea on April 7, 2026. Horner entered a surprise guilty plea deal to capital murder and aggravated kidnapping on the first day of his trial. Following his plea, a jury in Tarrant County was currently tasked with deciding his punishment, which can include the death penalty or life imprisonment. That shit. Okay. Okay. Background information regarding his social life mentions he was an aspiring musician and had previously worked as an Uber driver. Oh, that's crazy. But it does not specify any religious affiliation. Then I asked Grok, No, there is no evidence of public information indicating that Tanner Horner is Jewish. Tanner Lynn Horner, also referred as Tanner Horner, is the former so the AI knows who we're talking about. News coverage and court record details his background as including graduating from Azell High School, work as a delivery driver, aspiring music vocalist, diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder. Bro, this is what I'm like. Here's the thing. So I see somebody else also bring up that he has autism, maybe, and it's like, so let me get this straight. He got autism, and y'all letting him drive people in Ubers. Which one is it? Is it debilitating to the point that it needs to be brought up, or is this just some excuse you're bringing up? A difficult upbringing, including parental substance abuse issues, with him being raised partly by his grandmother. None of this extensive reporting on his life, social media, family, or the case mentions his religion, ethnicity, or any Jewish heritage, practices, family connections, or identity. It's like these fucking weirdos. These fucking weirdos. He's a Jew as usual. 10 likes, just like where does it come from? It's like I saw another one here. Bro, so racist over a fucking skin color. I saw like 2 more comments where somebody just sits there and says it's a Jew. Jew, not white. Right? It's like these, you know who they act like? Right? It's like they do this thing where they're like, oh no, it's a white person. No, Jew. Oh my God. Oh, that's how they look. That's how these fucking people look. Or even better, right? They act like as though they just pulled off the Amazing Heat, right? When all the heat is on them, and people are like, wait a second, this was a fucking white person, right? And then somebody just slips in Jew, and they're just like, oh yeah, nailed it. Woo, did it again. Yup. Whoo, it was getting too hot. People are fucking sick. Anyway, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. Previously on What's Ruining America, mostly white women edition.
I mean, I had to be very raw when we interviewed the young men who were juvenile offenders in San Quentin. I told them about my own loss, where I lost my older sister a few days before my 7th birthday, and I blame myself for her death.
Suicidal empathy, check.
And I share that because that they ultimately were accused of committing these violent crimes and sentenced for life. And I think it shocked them that this, blonde lady who was, interviewing them had a similar story, was perhaps in the wrong place at the wrong time, but wasn't punished the way they were, because clearly it was an accident, but theirs was probably an accident too.
Oh, wait, did she just run over her? Whoa, hold on. She ran over her sister? What?
So anyway, I share that just because I guess, I quite enjoy spending time with people and being real and unmasking and showing them that it's safe to unmask themselves.
Beautiful.
But they went to jail for life and you're still on the street. You're still in the pub. Man, what the fuck? What?